Hey, all my YouTube folks. This video is going to be about Star Trek Picard. Um, I think Star Trek Picard, so I'm going to just say, I think out of all the four, Discovery, Picard, uh, Strange New Worlds, and Lower Decks, I think actually Picard is the worst of the new series. I'd say Picard, Discovery, Lower Decks, Strange New Worlds, kind of in that order. I haven't seen any of the I don't know if any of the long treks have come out. So I would probably talk about those differently anyway. Um, Probably the thing that annoys the hell out of me about Picard the most. By the way, there are going to be spoilers in this, so if you want to watch this shitty, terrible show, go ahead and don't watch this video, I guess. Um, so the thing that really annoys me the most about uh, Picard, I think, is how it ignores all of its previous seasons. Um, like when we come to season one, uh, Picard is like all involved with Romulan refugees because their planet blew up, right? Romulus went poof. Uh, and he actually has a couple Romulan refugees living with him, and nothing that I know about Jean-Luc Picard. I realize people change, and he's a really old man now. He's probably near. I think that he's like almost. He's like 95, 99, something like that. In this series, it's almost 100. Nothing I know about Jean-Luc Picard would tell me that he would eventually have Romulans living with him, or that he would ever even come close to trusting him, nor have they given him any reason to trust them at any point in his life. And the Romulans in this series are just not any more trustworthy than the ones in the past. They're just as devious. So don't really deserve to be trusted. And that's really the way that Starfleet feels about it. Um, and the first season of this show, like I mentioned in my Discovery video, is literally about bringing Data back. I guess, I don't know, I like Brent Spiner and everything, but I guess the dude just decided he needed a paycheck, and he was fine playing Data again, right? Um, so uh, so this entire first season is dedicated to Data and the Soongs, and well, and Alton soon is Noonan's last kid. It turns out. So yeah, another Soong comes out of the woodwork. Um, the entire first season of this show. So Data's already died once. Okay. In Nemesis, and we get an entire first season of trying to kind of, it's hard to explain what goes down in the first season, but a lot of people think the second season of Picard is worse than the first season. I don't. I feel like the first season of Picard is one of the worst seasons of television that I've ever seen. Okay. Uh, there is literally no reason for its existence. Um, you know, People like transport into people's living rooms and put bags over their heads to kidnap them. Like, when did we just quit transporting someone away? You know, uh, rather than stimulants, people get woken up with a spray of water now and stuff like that. It doesn't make any. any sense. Okay, um, really. So we go through this whole, without trying to spoil it too much. We go through this whole first season, meeting Alton Soong and you know uh, going through people getting assassinated and stuff like that. Bruce Maddox. Bruce Maddox comes back. If you've wondered what Bruce has been doing all these years, he's been he's been doing what he said he was going to do. He's been like trying to make better datas, and it turns out he did that. But because he did that, he had to be assassinated, and then we discovered that there's a whole planet of datas that are a little more advanced than, well, some of them are more advanced than data. Others look a lot like data. And then, there's another Alton, there's another Soong in the woodworks. And, he has golems that he can transfer, human consciousnesses to. You see where this is going, don't you? Um, so that's what kind of goes down first season, and then we kind of wind up with a different Picard at the end of first season. You should be able to read into that. Um, and then second season comes along, and it's fundamentally like first season never happened, really. We get 7 and 9 back in first season, which was kind of cool. Um, to see what she's up to, and she's actually kind of going by Annika Hansen again, because she's in this rebel group. She couldn't get into Starfleet, apparently. We'll come to more on that later. And the something that kind of went down at the end of the first season made the teenager in me weep. So then second season comes along, and fundamentally, again, it's like first season just never happened. We have a lot of the same characters and stuff like that, but it is fundamentally like the shit never went down. All right. Data is at least absent from season 2. Season 2 takes place almost entirely in the year 2024, which was brilliant from a filming standpoint, because they can just use sets, backlots, and locations, right? They don't have to, that are cities and shit. They don't have to, go to a lot of trouble building new elaborate sets, because they wanted to save all that for season 3. And season 2 is fundamentally about Q and Guinan. Uh, it was nice seeing Q again. I kind of like his storyline. Why it had to be Guinan, okay. I guess because she knows him. But the implication when they run into each other in Next Gen is that they knew each other longer, not just a few hundred years. There are some Easter eggs in season 2 that are kind of interesting, like the Bell riots. While Jean-Luc is in he's in L.A. or San Francisco, Picard is in the opposite place, or Ben Sisko's in the opposite place, and the Bell riots are happening literally at the same time. It is literally on a radio that they hear an advertisement on. And the Borg are a big part of season 2. And I don't know about everybody else, but I'm just done with the Borg. The Borg have been done to death. I just just kind of got frustrated with that. And season 2 doesn't really, end on a really high, like, kind of note, really, per se. I mean, it's an okay ending, but, like I said, some people, you either hate season 2 more than season 1 or vice versa. I thought season 2 was marginally better than season 1, but a lot of people just didn't seem to like the cheap out on filming, like in Los Angeles and stuff, rather than, in space somewhere. The sci-fi sets are very limited in season 2. And then season 3 comes along. And season 3 is literally not, it's like they found like a fan fiction writer. That Steve Shives actually described this really well. I'm going to give him a shout out here. It was like they found like a mediocre high school fan fiction writer and just let that dude write this season, because it is completely fan service. So season 3 is all about reintroducing Beverly, because she's been missing 20 years apparently. Apparently things ended between those characters and no one has really seen her since. So it's kind of about reintroducing her and her kid, and then reintroducing everybody else. And here we are trying to get Data back again, I thought we were done with Data. Season 1, I thought we were kind of, oh, and the Borg are back again. So, I thought season 2 we weren't going to have, any more Borg, but, so season 3 is like all the original cast from Next Gen's back together. The Borg are back into it, and, all of a sudden Seven's in Starfleet, and they kind of just made her a commander right away. So again, it's like season 2 never fucking happened. And the thing is, yeah, well, again, I'm not really good at. I'm just not really a social justice warrior. I'm not good at talking about the whole LGBTQIA thing, but this whole dead naming thing with Seven of Nine that people keep going on about is just really weird. It's very strange that she has been rescued from the Borg and she still insists on going by a Borg identification. Literally no Borg in any of the series ever do that. If Borg are separated from the collective, they want to go back to using their given name like right away. The only person who doesn't want to do that is Annika Hansen, or Seven of Nine. So her captain has a little bit of a past with the Borg, and he doesn't want to call anybody by some weird Borg name, and insists that she go by her human name. And apparently that's a problem now, even though she was going by her human name back in first season, when she was with the Fenris Rangers. So it's like first season just didn't happen again. They bring it up for a minute. They bring up like, hey Data, we had this thing going on last time. Last time we saw you. We hope everything's okay with what's going on now. But that's as much as first season's brought up. It's like each season exists like it's the first season of the show. It's very, very frustrating. And again, I just don't see that by this time Seven of Nine would still be going by Seven of Nine. It's just I'm not trying to talk about dead naming or anything like that. It's just weird and literally, from a literature standpoint and writing standpoint, it's clumsy. It just doesn't make any sense. As far as I remember, Annika has a niece. Seven has a niece. An aunt on Earth. Do you think her aunt really calls her Seven of Nine? Her aunt calls her Annika. I get that your parents sucked and they shouldn't have taken you out into space like that. But you know, you are what you are. Either you're human or you're not, right? Um, so that whole thing is a little bit weird. It just seems like it would make more sense from a writing and literature point if she just started going bionic and Hansen the whole show like she did in season fucking 1. Um, all of this gets a little bit tedious, you know. Um, Literally the only person from Next Gen who's officially still in Starfleet is Commodore. Yes, Commodore Geordie LaForge. He's made Starfleet like a career and is technically the highest ranking. Worf is in intelligence. It's not really clear if he's in Section 31 or not, but apparently he still contracts. He claims he's a contractor for the Federation, or Starfleet. It's important not to get those mixed up. But they just literally, like, Riker is still in the reserves, right? But I mean, you don't just come out of the reserves and just get put back in charge of a starship. I don't think it works that way. If you've been away a while, they usually put you in charge of something else. It's just really a horribly written show. Season 1 is unnecessary. Season 2 cheaped out. Season 3 was written by a fanfic writer. Literally Guinan tells Jean-Luc that he was never meant to be, like, in space and in charge of the Enterprise. Like he was never even really supposed to be in Starfleet. It's just... it's like, what? What? So yeah, that, much like Discovery, I watched Picard all the way through one time as it aired, and I literally have no rhyme, wish, or reason to watch it again. So there's that. Sorry if I stepped on anybody's toes. I'll try and edit myself a little more cleverly if I felt like I did. But thank you for watching my video. Consider subscribing to my channel, and do have yourselves a nice day. Going Ronan, signing out.